Very good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Shall we start?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Before starting the today's class, someone will summarize in the last class what we was discussed. Anyone? Quickly.
In last class, we studied about the different covalent bonds and also the covalent bond structure of intrinsic and non-intrinsic semiconductors, and also how germanium and silicon will be acting as semiconductors.
Okay. Can you tell me the definition of an ionic bond as well as the covalent bond?
Covalent bond is formed between the two by sharing a equal number of electrons between the two atoms, and ionic bond by giving one electron and gaining one electron from the other atom.
Okay, completely transferring a one electron to the next atom. Okay, that what we called as an ionic bonding, and sharing of an electron, it will be happen in the covalent bonding. Okay, so in the last class we was discussing about the ionic bond and covalent bond along with some of the examples and all real time examples as well as the element examples also. Okay, so now can you tell me the definition of an metallic bonding? Because of already two type of bonding we was discussed, now we are in the last type of bonding, that what we called as an metallic bonding. Anyone, can you tell me the definition of an metallic bonding?
It's in a slide on this. Metallic bond is termed as used to description of collective sharing of C of valence electrons between the several positive charges.
That information is there in my slide.
It's the same one.
I am not asking you to read out what I have displayed.
Ah,
What the information you know about the metallic bonding, generally in your own words you can tell me.
formed between the two metal ions.
Okay, metal to metal. The metallic bonding, it will be happen in between a two metal element. Yes, your answer is correct. Okay, so it's possible you to extract some of the information what the picture I have shared in this slide, or otherwise I will move to the next slide. You will get a number of examples for metal bonding. Now, okay, it's possible you to extract any information from this. With the help of this diagrams, can you define once again what is metallic bonding in your own words? Just see the first picture, second picture, third picture, and fourth picture. What commonly you can observe here?
Sir, it is due to the electrostatic attraction.
Mhm.
And one electron will be completely shifted towards the one atom. Electron will be shifted towards one atom.
Okay. Any other answers? Any other answers? Okay, so now just check it out. What the information you have collected from that diagrams and what the statement I am going to read out now. Metallic bond is a term used to describe the collective sharing of a sea of valence electron between the several positively charged metal ions. Metallic bonding is a type of chemical bonding, and it is responsible for several characteristics property of metals such as their shiny luster, their metability, and their conductivity for heat and electricity. Okay, so one thing commonly you can observe from this number of diagrams here, correct? So I mean, how these diagrams are looking like, the metal atom means the positively charged carriers we have immersed in a sea of electron. We was immersed in a sea of electron. Because of this is these are all the positively charged, right? Positive charge means obviously that electron it will be attract and it will be hold together. It will be attract and it will be hold together. It's not allowing that particular electron to jump from that particular orbit or from that particular element. Just it will be attract and holding those sea of electrons. Correct. So that kind of this kind of an chemical bonding we are referred as an metallic bonding. Metallic bonding, it will be happen in between the two metals. Metallic bonding, it will be happen in between the two metals. This thing is very important. Please keep in your mind. Okay. So now we will move to the next topic in this module. The next topic is energy bands. Okay, the next topic is energy band. Before sharing that respective slides, anyone can you brief me exactly what we are going to encounter under this title? Energy bands. I hope you people are very much aware about this concept. This concept is not nothing to you and new to you.
We'll be studying about a conduction band, valence band, and energy gap.
Exactly. So here we are going to encounter or we are going to study how the three energy bands are created. How the three energy bands are created. What are those three energy bands? One is valence band. The second one is the forbidden band. That forbidden band only we are called as an energy gap. Correct. The next one is the conduction band. How these three bands are created in the semiconductor, that information we are going to gathering now, or that information we are going to encounter under this title. Okay, so directly we are not moved to how that three bands are categorizing into those things and all. First we will move step by step. The first one, just have shown the atomic structure of an silicon. Just I have shown the atomic structure of an silicon. I already many times we was discussed totally 14 electrons it's there in its proteins. Totally 14 protons are there in its nucleus in the silicon. That 14 protons are it will be distributed in this fashion. The first orbit consisting of an 2 electron, the second orbit consisting of an 8 electron, the third orbit consisting of an remaining orbital what we called as an 4 valence electron. Or generally the semiconducting material, it may be a silicon or it may be a germanium. Correct. So if you go for the different type of semiconducting material, one semiconducting material consisting of an various number of an electrons in its nucleus. Those various numbers of electrons in its nucleus, it will be distributed in this fashion: 2, 8, 18. I mean 32. What the electronic configuration we was studied in the first class, Bohr and Bury model. As per that model, all the electrons it will be distributed. Anyway, just here we have taken only the silicon atom. Silicon, totally 14 electrons are there. That 14 electrons are it will be distributed 2 plus 8 plus 4 means that 3 electron it will be distributed in the 3 orbital. Okay, the first orbital consisting of an only one suborbit, the second orbital consisting of an 2 suborbit, the third orbit consisting of an 3 suborbit. Okay, yes. P, D. Yes, P, D. Yes, the maximum number of electron accommodation is 2. P, maximum electron accommodation is 6. And D, the maximum electron accommodation is 10. Okay, this all the things we was already discussed. Okay, the same information I am going to recollect once again from this diagram. Okay, any doubt in this diagram? Just we are recalling, that's all, before entering to exact energy band. Okay, the next one, the same way, energy levels in your silicon atom. Energy levels in your silicon atom, correct? So anyone, can you tell me the electronic configuration of an silicon? Electronic configuration of an silicon atom, anyone?
3s2 3p4. So 3p
once again repeat.
3p2.
Once again.
1s2 2s2 2p6 3s2 3p2.
3p2.
Then 2.
Okay.
12.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
That same electron configuration only we have shown here. Just check it out once again. 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p. Correct. So 1s2. Correct. What is the maximum electron accommodation in this particular subshell?
2 electrons.
2 are filled. 2 electron, 2 are filled in this state, in this orbital.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1s2. Once again, 2s2. What is the maximum electron accommodation here? What is the electron accommodation in the 2s? 2. Once again, the 2 electrons are filled. Yes, it's filled. The same way, 3p.
6.
Please, everyone, mute your microphone. Okay, the next one is the 2p state. The maximum electron accommodation is 6. Yes, the completely 6 electron accommodated here. 3s2, the maximum electron accommodation once again it's 2. Yes, the 2 electron accommodation is already happened here. 3p6, 3p6. But unfortunately, only 2 electron accommodated in this state. Shortage of electrons, how much? In 3p, especially for the silicon atom. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. Actually, this is 3p6, but for the silicon atom, totally only 14 electrons are there. 2 plus 6, it's 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. Okay, sorry, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. 10, 2 plus 2, totally 14. Okay, the same way you can see the energy levels. You can see the energy level. First 1s to 2s. The 2s orbital electron having a higher energy compared to 1s orbital electrons. The same way, if you go upward direction, energy is also goes on increases. If you move upward direction from the nucleus, the electron energy is also goes on increases. This information only we have tried to show in this particular diagram. Okay, so any doubt here? In the first diagram, just we was recollecting the information of electronic configuration or atomic structure of an silicon. How the 14 electron in its in the silicon, it will be distributed in the orbital, how their energy it will be. This information we was recollected in the second diagram. Okay, so now we will move to the next concept. Before entering to the energy band, we will move to the next topic, that what we called as an linear combination of atomic orbital. This topic is not a different topic. This topic is one of the subtopic of the energy band. Okay, linear combination of a atomic orbital. Before entering to the explanation of this, anyone can you tell me the meaning of this title LCAO, what it refers, what it tells? Linear combination. What is the meaning of linear combination? What is the meaning of linear combination? Please respond soon. Anyone?
Sir, if 2 silicon electron atoms are there, they get combined by sharing their outermost valence electron orbits linearly.
Yes, linearly means, just check it out here. Here I have taken a 2 hydrogen atom. How the 2 hydrogen atom have placed? One next to the other, right? One next to the other. If I draw a x-axis here, all the nuclei of hydrogen atom, it's on the same axis. It's on the same axis. This kind of an combination we are called as a linear combination. This kind of a combination we are called as a linear combination. Linear stand for how we are going to combine or how we are going to arrange the different types of an atoms. Okay, so next, coming to the next word, atomic orbital. What is the meaning of atomic orbital? Linear combination, okay. The 2 hydrogen atom I have arranged one next to the other. The nuclei of both the hydrogen atom, it will be on the same axis. This kind of an arrangement we are called as a linear combination. That's fine. What is the second definition? Atomic orbital. Orbital ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? Up to till now we was discussed K shell, L shell, M shell, N shell, and it consisting of a number of subshells S, P, D, F, so on. So we already discussed. What you understand by that word orbital? Respond fast.
Sir, each subshell has different orbits, sir. For example, in S, we have only one orbit. Like that, when these two hydrogen atoms are combining, they share last orbit, means valence orbit, to get linearly to make a linear bond.
Okay, that's fine. In the next level, we will discuss. It will be bonding will be formed or not. Those things we will discuss later on.
It totally depends. It totally depends on the shape and rotational types electrons.
Okay, that it will be happen after attracting or after repelling. I am asking, what is orbital? What do you understand by that word orbital?
Which creates a shape of an atom.
What
Like
is the
D will
meaning
be
of?
of a dongle shape, different dongle shape, spherical shape, like that.
What is the meaning of orbital? Still, I didn't get the expected answer. Orbital means probability of finding the electron is more. Probability of finding the electron is more. Okay, that what we called as an orbital. Okay, so now just check it out. This is the hydrogen atom, right? For hydrogen atom, this is the first orbit. The first orbit of the hydrogen means orbit means the probability of finding the electron is maximum. The probability of finding the electron is maximum. Now the statement is clear. Linear combination, the nuclei of the two atoms, it will be placed on the same axis. That what we called as an linear combination. Atomic orbital. Orbital means probability of finding the electron is more. You can take any element here. Just for understanding purpose, I have taken the hydrogen. You can go for the silicon, you can go for the germanium, you can go for any boron, anything, correct? So the definition, it will be same. Orbital means probability of finding the electron is more. Okay, the statement is clear. Okay, now we will see what are the process or mechanisms it will be happen when the two atom we are combined. When the two atom we are combined. Okay, so just check it out. Just for explaining this LCAO concept, I have taken a two hydrogen atom. The two hydrogen atom, as per our statement, linear combination, I have done the arrangement. If you draw the x-axis here, these two atoms or these two nuclei, it will be placed on the same axis. Okay, the first statement is proved. Okay, now when I am trying to combine these two hydrogen atom, what are the two possible things? Easily you can guess. What are the two possible things happen? What are the two possible things it will be happen when the two isolated hydrogen atom we combined? There are two things it will be happen.
Sir.
One is forming a bond. Yeah, one is forming a bond. The another one is repelled each other. One is forming a bond, the another one is the repelled each other. Okay, so here for forming a duplet structure, this hydrogen atom sharing a one electron with the neighbor hydrogen atom. The same way, this hydrogen atom is also sharing a one electron with the neighbor hydrogen atom. When this hydrogen atom consisting of an two electron, correct? So that it will be form a duplet structure. Or once the hydrogen get a two electron in its orbital, in its outermost orbital, as per your Actet rule, Bose and Bury model prakara, that state it will be stabilized, correct? So that phenomenon it will be happen once, I mean due to the sharing of an electron, when it will be forming a bond, that type of an bond we are called as bonding molecular orbital, or simply you can call it as an BMO, or symbolically we are represented as an sigma bonding. Symbolically we are represented as an sigma bonding. Okay, the same way when these two atom you taken into very nearer due to the electron, just check it out here. In this orbit also we have a one electron, this orbit also we have a one electron. This both the electron are having the same charge carrier, both the electron having the same charge carrier. Due to the same charge carrier, this two hydrogen atom it will be start repelling. This two hydrogen atom it will be start repelling, correct? So when these two hydrogen atom having a start repelling, that kind of an bonding we are called as an anti-bonding molecular orbital. Okay, or simply you can call it as an ABMO, or symbolically you can represent it as sigma star. Symbolically you can represent it as an sigma star. Okay, so when these two hydrogen atom you try to club or try to combine, the two things it will be happen. The first one forming a bond, the another one repelling. Repelling we called as an anti-bonding. Repelling we called as an anti-bonding. At the same time, when it will be forming a bond, that we called as an positive overlapping. That what we called as an positive overlapping. When both the hydrogen atom it will be start repelling, that kind of an bonding we called as an negative overlapping. That kind of an bonding we called as a negative overlapping. And one more thing you can observe, you can see from this diagram, this hydrogen atom to this hydrogen atom there is a space. In that space I have draw a one vertical line here. This vertical line we called as an nodal plane or nodal point. Nodal plane or nodal point. Nodal plane or nodal point means the probability of finding the electron is 0. Probability of finding the electron is 0. Okay, so this is the cloud of the this hydrogen atom, and this is the cloud of the next hydrogen atom when it will be repelled. Separate cloud, electron cloud. Okay, so in between these two hydrogen atom there is a nodal plane. Nodal plane means the probability of finding the electron in this space, in this middle of these two hydrogen, it will be 0. It will be 0. And when the two hydrogen atom it will be combined and forming a bond, that bond only we are called as an bonding molecular orbital. Okay, so this is the electron cloud after combining the two hydrogen atom. After combining the two hydrogen atom, these two are the nuclei of the two hydrogen atom. Okay, this is the cloud of the hydrogen atom after combining, and these two are the nuclei of the two hydrogen atom. Okay, so here one thing you give an answer to me, in bonding or in anti-bonding, which electron having, I mean where the electron having the maximum energy? This is my first question. My second question, electron density, where it will be high and where it will be low? First we will come to the anti-bonding. In the anti-bonding, the probability of electron density is high or low?
High.
Probability of finding the electron is high in the anti-bonding as per you. Okay, then what about the bonding?
ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
Means it's less.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what about energy? Energy levels of electron in anti-bonding is high or low? Okay, I will tell you, just check it out here. So when the two hydrogen atom it will be start repelling due to their electrons, the probability of finding the electron, just check it out. What I have draw a one nodal plane here, the probability of finding the electron is maximum as per you? No, right? The probability of electron finding in this region, it's very less. It is very less, correct? So when forming a bond, the probability of finding the electron is maximum. When forming a bond, the probability of finding the electron is maximum. Correct? At the same time, the energy of this electron in the antibonding, it will be very high. It will be very high. In the bonding, the electron energy, it will be low. Electron energy, it will be low. Okay. So here once again, I will repeat, the probability of finding the electron is less, but energy will be high. Here in the bonding, probability of finding the electron is maximum, but energy will be less. But energy will be less. Okay. So, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ probability of finding the electron, it will be high. When these two combine, this hydrogen having one electron, this hydrogen having one electron, when these two combine, totally in the cloud of the hydrogen molecule, it will be become 2 electron, right? It will be become 2 electron, right? After combining.
Yes.
But in the antibonding, what it will be happen? Due to the same charge carrier of an electron, even this hydrogen is also repelled and this hydrogen atom is also repelled. But still, this hydrogen consisting of an only one electron in its cloud, and this hydrogen atom is also consisting of an only one electron in its cloud. Correct? So hence, the probability of finding the electron is less in the antibonding. The probability of finding the electron is maximum in the bonding. It's clear? It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. At the same time, energy in the antibonding is very high. Correct? So one thing you tell me, when the 2 electron, it will be repelled, the kinetic energy of that particular electron compared to previous energy, it will be increasing or decreasing after the rippling?
Increasing.
It will be increasing. That is the one point. Okay. The second one, just check it out. What the electron is there in the hydrogen cloud, it is controlled by only one nuclei in the antibonding. In the antibonding, this one electron, it will be controlled by only one nuclei. The same way here also, the only one nuclei, it will be controlling the movement of the electron in its cloud. But in the bonding, just check it out. There are 2 electrons are there, but unfortunately, the 2 nuclei are controlling their actions. 2 nuclei are controlling their actions. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಆಂಟಿಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತಾ, ಬಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತಾ?
Bonding.
Bonding, sir.
Bonding ಅಲ್ಲಿ energy is high or energy is low?
High, sir.
Low, sir.
Still you
ಲೋ
people have
ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
Low.
ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, you should get a clarity. Once
Antibody
again I will.
kinetic energy ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಸೊ ಅದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ energy.
Exactly. In antibonding, what it will be happen, once the electron, it will be repelled, obviously the speed, it will be increased compared to the previous speed. That is the one way you can justify. The another thing, the electron, just check it out, the hydrogen, I mean, what are the electron is there in its cloud, the electron movement is controlled by only one nuclei. Only one nuclei in the antibonding. But unfortunately, in the bonding, the movement of the electron in its cloud, it will be controlled by a 2 nuclei. It will be controlled by a 2 nuclei. Nuclei means what? It is a positive charge. ಅದನ್ನ full attract ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, movement ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. Correct? So hence, the energy of the electron in the bonding, it will be less compared to antibonding. Compared to antibonding. It is clear? Still you people have any doubt?
No, sir.
In LCAO, one thing you keep in your mind, when the 2 hydrogen atom you are trying to combine linearly, there are 2 things it will be happen. The first one is the positive overlapping. The second one is the negative overlapping. Positive overlapping means what? Sharing, due to a sharing, it will be forming a bond. That bond only we are called as an BMO, bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbital. Due to the same charge carriers, in its orbital, the 2 hydrogen atom, it will be start rippling. correct? So when the two electrons are start repelling, that kind of an bonding formation we are called as an anti-bonding molecular orbital, or simply you can called as an ABMO, or symbolically for anti-bonding you are designated as an sigma star, for bonding you are designated as an sigma. You are designated as an sigma. And two more things you keep in your mind: in the anti-bonding, the probability of finding the electron density is very poor, but electron energy will be very high. Okay, in bonding, the probability of finding the electron is maximum, but unfortunately, the electron energy it will be very less, because those electron it will be controlled by a two nuclei. Okay, so this is all about LCAO. What are the things we was discussed from this from this diagram? The same thing I was represented with the help of an wave functions. Wave function means what? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಬೇಗ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? quick ಆಗಿ. What is the meaning of wave function? Wave function is a mathematical equation. It will be carry a crucial information about the electron. Crucial information about the electron. What are those four quantum numbers are there? N, L, Ml, Ms. Okay, it will carry a four information about the electron. Okay, so this is psi1. This is the function of first hydrogen atom. Psi2, it will be represents the mathematical function of the second hydrogen atom. When there's two hydrogen atom you are trying to combine linearly, there are two things it will be happen. One is attracting, the another one is the repelling. Attracting in a sense forming a bond, sharing of an electron, it will be form a covalent bond. That one we called as an bonding orbital. I mean, when the electron it will be repelled, that kind of an bonding we are called as an anti-bonding orbital. In terms of wave function, we have represented like this. It is clear? The same information what we was studied in the previous diagram, the same information we have represented with the help of an psi function or wave function, what we call. Any doubt here? Any doubt in the representations?
No, sir.
Okay, shall I move to the next slide?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, once again, we will recollect some of the informations what we are already studied before entering to that three band levels. Okay. So anyone, can you tell me what I have trying to extract the information from this slide? Or what information you can extract from this slide, or what I am trying to share the information with you all from this slide?
Structure of silicon and germanium.
Yeah, atomic structure of the silicon as well as the germanium I have shown. That is the one thing. Even this thing also the same thing. And here, how the
stabilizing of silicon atoms by covalent bonding.
Exactly. How the valency stabilization it will be happen in between a two or multiple silicon atoms in a silicon crystal lattice. Okay, so even these things we yesterday we was discussed, right, at the time of an covalent bonding. The same example I was shown. Okay, so this is the crystalline structure. The number of silicon atoms we have arranged in the crystalline structure. Okay, so one thing you can recollect from this slide, the electron, I mean, what are the valence electrons are there individually isolated ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ, what are the 4 electrons are there in the silicon and what are the 4 valence electrons are in the germanium. All the 4 electrons almost, not exactly, almost having the same energy levels. Correct? So that energy we can split it into an two type. The first type of an energy, the electron is utilizing only for movement in the same axis. The first type of an energy it is using for doing a movement in the same axis. The second set of an electrons, I mean, are what the second energy, correct? those electrons having a little higher compared to the previous set of an electron, that electron, it will be involving in the valency stabilization work. It will be involving in the valency stabilization work. Okay, so now I will tell you elaborately these two differences. Just check it out. Just follow the arrow mark here. The first set of electrons, what are there? It having only minimum energy. That minimum energy it is utilizing for rotating in the same axis, rotating in the same orbital. It is clear? It is utilizing for rotating in the same orbital. And what are the some another set of electrons are there in the valence shell? Those electrons having a little higher energy, having the little higher energy. Okay, those electron, it will be started rotating in its axis, in its orbital. At the same time, while rotating, automatically it will be shifting to the neighbor atom. Automatically it will be shifting to the neighbor atom. Correct? So already we was discussed in the previous prerequisite classes. When you are trying to give an additional energy to a temperature, additional energy to an electron, ಅದು ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಚೇಂಜಿಂಗ್ ದ environmental condition ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, once the electron get an additional energy, it never stay in the same orbital. It will try to jump to the neighbor atom. When it try to jump to the neighbor atom, just check it out. Initially it was 4 valence electron. Now 1 electron it will be added to this orbital. How many electrons are there now?
5.
5. The same way, even here also, out of 4 electron, any one of the electron having the higher energy compared to the remaining 3. That higher energy electron, it will be changing its place, this orbit to neighbor state orbit. Correct? So now the center one silicon consisting of an 6. The same way, this one contribute 1, this one contribute 1. Finally, the center silicon atom consisting of an 8 valence electron in its outermost shell. 8 valence electron in its outermost shell. Okay, so when this silicon consisting of an 8 valence electron in its outermost shell, the valency it will become stabilized. The valency it will become stabilized. It is clear? Okay, so this all the things it will be happen at 0 degree Kelvin. Let us think, or let us assume this all the things it will be happen at 0 degree Kelvin, because of we are not given any additional energy to any one of the electron here. Totally 4 electrons are there in the outermost shell. Out of 4 valence electron, almost, I didn't say exactly same energy, almost same energy. Almost means, so probably only small variation energy comparison in between these two, in between these two, and in between these two. Out of 4, which electron having higher energy, that electron it will be jump to the neighbor and forming the valency stabilization. Forming the valency stabilization. Okay, so now what I am going to do here, the same this crystal structure, I have put it into the room temperature level. Okay, I am shifting from 0 degree Kelvin to 300 degree Kelvin. 300 degree Kelvin means what? Somewhere around 25 degrees Celsius, right? At room temperature level. Correct? So when I am changing the temperature from 0 degree Kelvin to 300 degree Kelvin, out of 8 electron, few electron it will be getting an additional energy. Few electron it will be getting an additional energy. Once the any one of the electron it will be get the additional energy when we are changing the temperature, that particular electron it will be coming out of this valence shell. It will be coming out of this valence shell. Okay, so I mean, which electron it will be coming out of this particular valence shell, it will be start moving randomly with a high speed. It will be start moving randomly with a high speed. Correct? So in such a way that this all the electrons it will be doing their its work. Okay, so one thing you keep in your mind, what are the energy? Electrons having an energy, that energy we are categorizing into an 2 ways. The first set of energy it is utilizing only for rotating in its same orbital, rotating in its same orbital. Those set of an electron having little higher energy compared to the neighbor electrons, that those electron it will be moving to the neighbor orbital and for making into an valency stabilization, making into an valency stabilization. When the complete this thing you put it into the room temperature level, that situation few electron it will get an additional energy. Those electron get an additional energy, it will be coming out of the valence shell and it will be start moving with a very high speed in the crystal structure, with a high speed in a crystal structure. Okay, this all the things it will be happen in the silicon atom, or it will crystal structure, silicon crystal structure or germanium crystal structure, when you are trying to change the temperature from 0 degree Kelvin to 50 degree Kelvin, or 50 degree Kelvin to 300 degree Kelvin, or 300 degree Kelvin to 600 degree Kelvin. It is clear? Okay, so now with the help of these three subtopics, the first one is the atomic structure of the silicon, the second one is the energy levels of the silicon, and the third one is the concept of an LCAO, and how the energy it will be redistributed in a silicon atom or it is in the germanium atom. With the help of this all the concept, now we are going to draw the energy bands in the semiconductor. Now I am going to draw the energy bands for the semiconducting. So here also I have taken silicon as an example. Okay, so for explaining this particular diagram, obviously it will take it time, nearly more than a 20 to 30 minutes. So hence I will stop my explanation. So here for the today's class. Okay, now you people can ask me any doubt you have from today's topic, starting from metallic bonding. Metallic bonding examples for the structure of the silicon, energy levels in the silicon, and LCAO constant, LCAO concept, wave function representation of an LCAO, and energy distribution in the semiconducting materials. You people have any doubt?
Sir,
Yeah, tell me.
in the silicon orbital, sir,
Yeah.
like only central silicon atom is stabilized. What about the neighboring silicon atoms? Like it is giving electron for it to be stabilized. What about the remaining silicon atoms, sir?
So in the crystalline structure you were speaking, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. I will give the explanation. Just check it out. This crystalline structure consisting of an n number of an silicon atom. I am correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just up to till now, I was taken only the center silicon. Okay, I will take this one. I will take this one silicon atom. Correct. So initially this silicon atom consisting of an 4 valency electrons, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. One electron, it will be get one electron from the top silicon atom. It will be get one more electron from the left silicon atom, and it will be get one electron from the bottom silicon atom, and it will be get a one more electron from the rightmost silicon atom. Now how many electron it will be in the valence shell?
8, sir.
Initially it was 4. I mean, after forming a covalent bond with this silicon, with this silicon, with this silicon, and with this silicon, while sharing a 1-1 electron, while sharing a 1-1 electron in such a way that this particular silicon atom making into an stabilized, it having a valence stabilized shell in the valence orbit. The same way, even this silicon also, it will be do the same. This silicon also, it will be do the same. This silicon also, it will be do the same. Just for understanding purpose, I have taken only a 5 silicon atom here. From the crystalline structure, I have taken separately the 5 silicon atom, just understanding. In such a way that even all the silicon atom, it will be get stabilized due to their neighbor silicon atoms, that's all. while sharing a one electron. One electron means covalent bonding. Any other doubts? Any other doubts? Aishwarya? ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಸರ್
ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿ.
Sir, when we increase temperature 0 to 300 Kelvin.
Yeah. When we are increasing the temperature from 0 degree to 300 Kelvin, okay. What's your question in that? Hello?
Sir.
Can you
Hello?
hear me? Can you hear? Yeah, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿ.
Yes, sir. Sir, when we increase the temperature 0 to 300 Kelvin, the valence electron they get stabilized, no?
Valence
That
electron.
on silicons are stabilized, no?
That only I am explaining to you. That only I am explaining to you. When you are putting a crystalline structure at 0 degree Kelvin, when you are putting a silicon crystalline structure in a 0 degree Kelvin, crystalline structure means it consisting of an n number of silicon atoms. N number of silicon atoms. Okay. The individual silicon atom having a 4 valency electron in its outermost shell. I am correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, what are the 4 valence electrons are there? Their energy almost same, not exactly, almost same. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
That energy only we are classified into and 2 types. The first set of electron, andre yavdu first energy level irutte, those electrons simply it will be rotating in the same orbit. Simply it will be rotating in the same orbit. If the electron rotating in the same orbit, obviously the valency stabilization is not happening. Once the electron it will be start jumping to the neighbor atom. Jumping to the neighbor atom. Initially it having an 4. Once it get one silicon atom get a 1 extra electron from its neighbor. Which electron it will be jumping to the next neighbor silicon atom? Which electron having little bit higher energy compared to the remaining 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in such a way that in a crystalline silicon structure, one silicon consisting of an 8 electrons due to their neighbor support. Hence, in such a way that the valency stabilization it will be happen. Okay, at 0 degrees Celsius, only valency stabilization work it will be happen. The same, the crystalline structure, you put it into an room degree temperature, means 25 degrees Celsius. Obviously, those valency electrons having an additional energy, right? When you are changing the temperature.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Once those valency electron get an additional energy due to change in temperature, it will be coming out of that orbit, completely coming out of that orbit. That electron only you are referred as free electron. That electron only you are referred as free electron. For conduction of an current, even those electron only is supporting to that. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean at at 0 degree Kelvin, only valency stabilization it will be happen. When you are changing a temperature from 0 degree Kelvin to 300 degree Kelvin, it will be conduct a current. That only I am telling. It will be conduct a current. Conduct a current means the once the electron it will be coming out of that orbit, it will be become an free. Due to free electron only we are getting the current, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any other questions? Nitin? Nitin, Rakesh, Mukesh, Sumant?
Now nothing, sir.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Okay. Okay, pa. Shall I end the class now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, one and all.
ಎಸ್ ಸರ್.
Yes, sir.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
Bye, sir.